Hi guys, I'm EVM and welcome back to the channel. A few weeks ago I put a video up basically telling you that we had just put a deposit down on a Kia e-niro, and it's a fantastic car. I thought it was brilliant when I reviewed it for the channel, and that's basically why we ended up choosing it. We couldn't afford the Model 3, of which we had a first day reservation on, of course, for 3.5 years-ish, so that was kind of the next best option within our budget. Now at the time, for those that haven't watched that particular video, we couldn't place an order on the car, proper order. We've got a build slot, so that's kind of, ours, but we didn't know the price. A price increase is coming. They said typically when they do this sort of thing, it's between £50 and £500. Well, I got some new information, a bit of research and some common sense, and I think that that price increase is going to be significantly more than £50 to £500. Which means we might end up cancelling the Kia e-niro reservation. Now, as there is some bright yellowy orange object in the sky over Yorkshire right now, I've no idea what it is, it's alarming the natives. I thought I would do this video outside. As I just mentioned, the price of the car wasn't going to be set. They told us end of June, start of July for when Kia would release the pricing for this. And that now has been put back until October. We won't know the price of this car until October. Now that in itself isn't so much a problem because we're not expecting delivery until April, May-ish of next year, given when we place the order. But it is really annoying, and some are even thinking that it's due to Brexit, which I believe is in October as well, again. So that basically means that we don't know how much it's going to be, but we can make a good guess, and there are two reasons why I think the price will be a lot more than £50 to £500. In fact, the price I am going to guesstimate at is about £36,000. For those that are unaware, the current price after the government grant is £32,900. 36 grand is based on basically a bit of common sense and research, as I mentioned earlier, and I genuinely think that is roughly the price they will go, possibly more, and it's for two reasons. One, the Kia e-niro first edition, which is the one that's out now, the one we reviewed, the one a lot of people are waiting for delivery on, was based apparently on the Kia Niro 3. Kia do their model numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4 being the top spec, 1 being the lowest spec. The first edition, apparently based on the 3, is now going to turn into just the Kia e-niro 4. So effectively, just the top spec. That's the only e-niro you'll be able to order. The price difference between the 3 and the 4 in the normal Niro range is about £1,700. Now, of course, that doesn't mean it's going to be the same with the e-niro because it was a first edition. They're typically higher spec, etc., etc. But it's a bit of evidence. The second reason, which for me has a direct line to the £36,000 mark, and it's back. Is this orange thing? I'm gonna have to put my sunglasses on. You'll have to excuse me if I'm a little bit nasally. My hay fever has been bad for weeks. I think my camera's struggling with this sun. It's just not used to it. So let me move to somewhere a little bit shadier. There, that'll do. Proof that YouTube channels, certainly my YouTube channel, has absolutely no planning behind it at all. Right, now back to the second main reason of why I think the e-niro will be around the £36,000 mark. The Kia Soul full electric car, which I think looks fantastic. I think for anyone that wants one, get your name down straight away. First day reservation, that sort of thing, because I think it will be a brilliant car. It's got the same size battery as the e-niro. I assume the same running gear, but it's just a smaller version, or it's a smaller sibling of the e-niro. It's like a Fiesta is to a Focus. It's a smaller car in the same brand. That will be £33,500. The Kia e-niro is currently priced at £32,900. Now, who here thinks Kia will be pricing the e-niro below its smaller sibling, the Soul EV? It won't happen, will it? If the Soul is at 33.5, then logically the e-niro has to be 36-ish. Especially with the model increase. And I believe it's going to get a 10-inch touchscreen instead of an 8. It's going to finally get the app in the UK, so you can check your state of charge and start the heater. And I believe, again, LED lights. So you're getting a little upgrade. I'm not bothered about paying a bit of extra for that. But what I imagine will be at least a £2,000-3,000 or more price increase. It's going to change things for us, and I don't think anyone can argue with the logic of, if the sold's this price, the eNiro has to be that price. It's just who would buy a Fiesta ST if a Focus ST was the same price? It wouldn't happen, would it? So now we're in a bit of a dilemma. Ultimately, we won't know until October what the price will be. It's a fully refundable deposit that we've put down, £150. So there's no real risk in keeping it there until October, but I cannot see them doing any cheaper than that. And at that price, that car for me is too expensive for what I think. Not so much what it's worth, but for a few £1,000 extra, you're in Model 3 territory, excluding the luxury car tax, of course. And that's the problem. If the Model 3, for us anyway, I thought it was a lot more expensive than we thought, and beyond what we wanted to pay for a car. The eNiro isn't good enough to be close to the Model 3. The Model 3 has a lot of unique selling points. It's got the autopilot, of course, which as a geek I would love, and the supercharger network, which is a big thing. And it's a great car in itself. It wins every award around, it seems, as does the eNiro, actually. So I don't think anyone can argue with how good an EV that is. Or, I guess, how good the eNiro is. But for 36 grand, possibly more, for me that's pushing it. At the end of the day, it's a Kia Niro. It's not a unique car like the Model 3. It's it's a more expensive version of a petrol cheaper car, and it's a fantastic EV. If you've got one, you'll love it. If you can get one for £33,000, again, I think that is, I won't say it's cheap certainly, but it's a fantastic EV. It's just it's gone past that line. You have to draw a line in the sand sometimes of what you think you want to pay for something, and that's too much for me. So yeah, I guess I'm not really saying much in this video other than the price is probably going to go up, and this is why I think it's going to go up. But I don't see how it could be any less than that. I can't see why the price of the car would go up so much, 10%-ish. Surely everything's getting cheaper to manufacture in bigger numbers, not the other way around. Is it Brexit? Who knows? So yeah, does this change anything for you? Changes it for me? It means what car do we get next is immensely difficult. I genuinely don't know what we're going to do. It will be an eNiro at that price. Presumably it won't be the Model 3, unless something changes financially for us. I'm not saying we can't afford it as such. It's just it's going to cost us over £40,000 once you factor in the luxury car tax. The Kona, it's a smaller version of the eNiro practically, and we wanted the size of the eNiro, so logically that wouldn't make sense even if it stays at 33,000. Cracking car, but I guess it's an option. The ID3, maybe, but then it's we don't know the price. We don't know what it looks like inside. We don't really know what it looks like outside. Maybe by October we will, but by October the ID3 will have a huge reservation list, and God knows when we'd end up getting that if we wanted one. You feel like doing the scattergun approach to deposits for EVs at the moment because they've all got such a long lead time. Put a deposit on everything, and whichever one arrives first that you like, keep that and ask your deposit back for everything else. Half of me wishes I'd have done that if I could afford to do that, but it's a bad time to buy EVs because of the lead time, because of this. Well, we don't know what we're doing. Let's keep it to ourselves for as long as possible. And I guess it all started with Tesla, didn't it? Do you want to put a deposit down on a car that's not coming out for a few years, that we don't know the price for a few years, and we don't fully know what it's going to have capability? And look, Volkswagen are doing it. Kia looks like they're jumping on the wagon in terms of waiting months before releasing a price. And if you place an order now on an eNiro, they're saying it'll be October 2020 before you'll get it. So it's starting to annoy me now, is all this manufacturer kind of circus. It's not making it easy for the consumer. It's like we know we're going to sell it in such small numbers, so we don't really have to put much effort into making it easy for people. So there we go. That's where we're at, really. I don't know what we're going to do until October for certain, but I think logically I'm correct on this one. It's going to be much more expensive as the eNiro than it's saying right now on their website. That's the annoying thing. Take the price off the website. You know it's not going to be that anyway. Even if it's a £500 increase, why put 32,900 on it? Just to tempt people in, and that I object to. I don't like that. So right, yeah. What, does this change things for you? Are you as frustrated as I am in the huge lead time on everything, which makes it hard to choose, hard to pick? We've got time on our hands. The Leaf is ours. We don't need to replace it, even though it's just had its first MOT now. I'm just getting, I've had a Leaf now for 4 and a bit years. I'm getting bored. I want something else, and I'm happy to wait till April and Mayish next year. But I want to know what I'm getting. I want to know how much I'm going to be paying, and that's what they're not telling you. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to enjoy this sun for today, because it's probably won't come out again up here. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Please let me know in the comments what you think we should do, rather. Should we keep the eNiro even at 36 grand? Should we push the boat even more and say, well, if we're going to spend a lot, let's spend a lot more and get something like the Model 3? Might be out of our reach, so that might not be an option as it wasn't before. Do we wait longer and get something else like a Model 3 by saving up longer, or an ID3, or a God knows what else is coming out? The trouble is, a lot of the cars coming out now, like the Honda E, the full electric Mini, are all short range EVs by eNiro Kona standards and whatnot, so they're not an option either for us. I want something well above 200 miles. I've done my short range EV stint. Keep an eye on things on my Twitter account. I usually give a lot more updates on there. For example, this video, a lot of people on Twitter will already know what I've just mentioned. My Twitter is @EVManUK. Thank you, and I'll see you soon.